Hey, we're back. Christina Keller here with Chris Martin, and we're discussing a very fabulous new addition to the health industry. How's that?
That works.
It works like a charm. Although we were laughing, you can't fit a square bottle into a round hole.
This is true.
However, in this bottle, there's so much activity going on. We talked a little bit prior to the break about certain elements that are in it, resveratrol, CoQ10, cumin, the nanoparticulation. Is that how?
Correct.
Yeah, which is, we're going to talk about that too. One thing, the cannabinoids, everybody's really interested. Cannabinoid?
Cannabidiol.
Cannabidiol.
So there's cannabinoids, which can be many, many different types. There are 30 or so inside of different plants, but specifically we're extracting cannabidiol in this.
Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more about that too, and also there's a reason why you get it from hemp and not marijuana. But
Correct.
For those of you who are looking to really, I mean, how do we know that this water is everything that you say it is? Anybody could put something in a tap water
This is
bottle.
true.
But you have quite a background yourself in the vineyards, and also you have a team around you of, from what I understand, scientists, nutritionists, other people who are involved in the production of this.
Absolutely. I think always, if you're doing something as important as this, or as sort of
and for
different-
credibility.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the health industry is a $30 billion industry. There's a lot of people out there selling things. What most people don't know is that when you put statements on bottles, the FDA doesn't actually review those. It's a complaint-driven organization, so you can say anything you want until they figure out that you're not telling the truth.
Okay.
So I really wanted to have a lot of honesty and sort of credibility behind what we do. So we have doctors on staff, we have a nutritionist on staff, we have a double PhD who is really seen as the leading guy in maybe the country, maybe the world, in terms of nanoparticulation. So these are, to me, the experts to have on staff. My expertise is in management and sales and marketing and that stuff, but surrounding myself with people that really know this stuff. And I can talk about some of the science, but it's truly, these guys are at a whole nother level when it comes to that stuff.
I first heard about nanotechnology back in the 80s from a person who was involved in that, and even then it blew my mind. But now we're talking about a whole other different kind of nano here. So could you explain to people a little bit why that's so important, the
Sure.
nanotechnology? Something like you said earlier, you could take a whole bottle of vitamins, but if you have the nanotechnology...
Yeah, I'm probably like most people. I take a couple vitamins in the morning. I take a glucosamine tablet. I take a couple things. And what I've come to learn is 95% of that pill is going straight through me. It's not getting absorbed into my system. And we all know that typically when you eat foods, that's the better way to get your vitamins. And
But you can't eat the quantities that we need today to
right.
combat all
And
the...
maybe you're not eating some of those things. And again, one of the great things about this product is we're bringing things that are in the foods in our diets that you get on a daily basis, but we're also bringing some things that are not in your daily dietary supplements. So those are the more revolutionary things like cannabidiol. So, but the nanoparticulation process is really important because when you take anything, whether that's a supplement, a pill, whatever it is, its ability to cross the cell wall is very limited. It has to be taken across the cell wall by a process in your body, okay?
Okay.
By nanosizing them, you're taking things down to a size that is smaller than a cell, and so its ability to cross into your system, into your bloodstream, is eminently possible.
Wow.
Why is that great? Well, I, like most people, have been trained over the years by the dogma that says supplements equals dosage. And that's in fact not true. So what really equals dosage is the ability for your body to get it, and then whether your body needs it or not.
Absolutely. So many people today, I know, including me, I was shocked to find out I was so vitamin D deficient I had to be put on a prescription. And I play tennis outside and I live in the desert.
Right.
But it turns out the more I spoke about that, the more people are extremely deficient in vitamin D. And that goes back to natural cholesterol. Don't eat natural fats, and that's causing a lack of vitamin D. But
Interesting.
I mean, again, we're going back to how your body could. So the nano particulation, that's fascinating. You had mentioned earlier, we're going to talk about that don't lose sight of us, because in the last segment we're going to talk about how this water can actually be tailor-made to fit your body's needs.
Right.
Your deficiencies, if you're worried about cancer, weight loss, there's all kinds of stuff, but we'll get to that. I want to not lose track of the nanoparticulation thing. So that would take us to, and you want to talk a little bit about Nourish, which is a brand new sister to the little square bottle.
Exactly.
But how much water then would you have to drink?
Yeah.
Say
so
that I needed just this. This is your standard
yeah, that's your daily dosage. So
health maintenance.
the amazing thing about when you nanosize something, it requires the amount that you take to be significantly less because it's so available to your body. There's varying science out there, but we're talking about 10, 40, 100, 400 times the availability to your body. So drinking one of these is fine. Your body then just, whatever it doesn't need, it passes through. We don't put anything to our water or into our concentrate, the delivery service you talked about, that is toxic. So, for example, THC that is in cannabis, we would never nanosize that because it does have toxicity.
Well, that would be like IV and vodka.
Right. It would be such a
scary.
hit to your system that you could have a seriously adverse reaction. So
Wow.
there are certain things you don't nanosize specifically because they can be that impactful to your system. So we're making sure we put things in there that your body has what's called receptors in it. So those receptors are either closed or open depending on their needs. And again, talking about cannabidiol, one of the really exciting things about something like that is, like you said, you have a deficiency in vitamin D, but we know that 1.4 million people in this year will be diagnosed with cancer. And most of those people will be treating cancer in a reactive way, not a proactive way, right?
Right.
Cannabidiol, you may have your CBD receptor in your body is open or closed based on what your body is going on through at this moment. Having the prophylactic effect of having CBD flowing past those receptors and allowing it to take those things and prevent the cancer from happening in the first place is what we're excited about. Now, we can't absolutely say that that's true, that happens, but that's what a lot of people
Your
out
body
there are
would be
talking
found
about.
in the desert bone.
Right.
By the
So
certain
we have to
people,
be careful about
certain
what we
powders.
claim,
Yes.
but there is a lot of anecdotal evidence that's very strong, in this favor. And there's a lot of clinical and regular studies that are being done every day. So many more now with the emergence of the cannabis industry. You have an incredible amount of studies being done on CBD and its effect. And we already know, for example, it's being used very effectively on children with epilepsy and seizures. It's like it's obvious the amount of evidence is so obvious now. It's
and
really
the distinction
just a matter of
again,
time.
as we discussed, is your cannabinoid, whatever, comes from hemp.
Yes.
Hey, I know what I can say, so I'm just not going to try. That's why you're here. So, but so that comes from hemp, which has been around forever, and
Correct.
actually they use it for rope back in the day.
And they still do.
Yeah, and I don't want the two issues to be confused. Also, I have personal experience with people who have cancer and who have died of cancer, and they're using medical marijuana to help, even as a drug, to ease the pain
THC portion of
the
things.
THC portion. So.
But the CBD is in there too. So the CBD is serving to attack some of those cancer cells too. So.
Well, that is amazing. Now, have you always had that in the water from the beginning?
I mean, this is the first run of the water, so we're a very new company.
Excited.
So yeah,
I am a pioneer. I got an award
are.
for being a pioneer on WCOBM this weekend. So,
Let
me say something right now. I've tried all the real waters, happy water, smart water, and everything. This one, it doesn't taste like my tap water or bottled water. It does have a bit of just a different feel, but it's not offensive at all. I mean, I could sit here and drink bottle after bottle of it. And like you said, I couldn't overdose on it either, right?
Correct.
So if I have too much resveratrol, it'll go through my body.
Exactly.
This is amazing. I'm going to take another sip. So we're going to be back in a minute. We have some more things to talk about, including, is this the cousin? What's going on?
Yeah, this is our sister company, iNourish, which this is actually very new. They had another product out, but they're just relabeling it now as iNourish, and it's also using that nanotechnology to deliver all the little supplements that you need to get every day.
Yeah, and I got to just get this off the table. It's a little bit pricey when we first met. I mean, you've got to have a little fat wallet, but you've been working on that, right? We talked about.
Yeah. The I call it the frontline price. The retail price, the suggested retail price is $3.95 for this, but for example, we're if you buy 24 of these, we have a 20% discount, and then we're
Plus-
adding another 10% discount
and then
for
we
your
have another
customer,
one.
for your clients.
Yeah.
And
So we're going to take a break. Again, this one's zipped by, but we will be back. And thanks to the Red Roof Inn, I'm still on the air. See you in about 5 minutes. Stay tuned.